ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the SPL here in Alpharetta, Georgia. My name's Tom Still, and this time I'm joined by DM Brandon.
Hello, good morning. We're going to be staying in Europe here as we check out London Conspiracy going up against one of the lower seeds, the upcoming Stars. Now, for the upcoming Stars, basically wins here mean more sponsors are taking a look at them.
Sure.
More hype from the fans.
Exactly.
A win for London here means that their chances at land stay intact.
Yeah, I mean, not just sponsors and stuff, but also team momentum. Don't forget that the summer split is very important just to get seed points, etc. But the fall split is how you get to Worlds.
That's absolutely true. London primed to do it now at 5-3 as well. They have a tough road ahead. Upcoming Stars. You know, in North America, it's a little bit different. The bottom two seeds seem to struggle a lot more than the bottom seeds coming out of Europe. I mean, especially taking a look at the way the Night's Watch just played that last set against Trig, who came into this as the second seed overall from the first split.
Yeah, I mean, even looking at how Upcoming Stars has done, you know, they have a small amount of wins, but those wins are against teams like Fnatic and Trig Esports, teams that aren't exactly slouches.
Yeah, 1-3. They took their 2 wins on the first and third seeded teams in Europe. That's nonsense. That doesn't even make sense.
It just goes to show how much steadfastness can really matter. You know, don't give up because you actually can win. Upcoming Stars tending to trend upwards.
Wait. F dot.
Yes.
P's and B's.
Oh me. P's and B's. Upcoming Stars on the top side in red, London Conspiracy on the bottom in blue. So no surprises here, folks, as we've seen a lot of roster swaps around here and there. Upcoming Stars took care of theirs earlier in the season, and the first ban will be London Conspiracy, banning out that Ymir. Want to take it away from Cherio.
We're also going to see Sylvanas taken away. No surprise there. Ares, I'm assuming we're going to see Serqet. She has one of the highest ban rates in the SPL. Always does pretty well when we see her. No, going to be Bologna. Serqet makes it through the ban phase, and London will have option.
Looking at the first pick, there's a number of ways that you can go. We see a lot of first pick Neiths, although recently hasn't been that way. London Conspiracy wants to cling to last week, and they'll go ahead and pick up the Neith.
Yeah, Neith, probably the best flex pick in the game right now, considering she is a top-tier mid, top-tier hunter, and then, of course, decent in the solo lane as well. You could put her anywhere. She has great counter-pick potential, and it will make their picking phase on the bottom a little bit easier. Usually, aside from having first pick itself, Red has the advantage, and they're going to opt to take that advantage in Ra and Athena.
Now, the Athena pick is very standard, Brandon, but Ra, this is very tailored to Upcoming Stars. Ra's a very powerful character, but there are probably a number of characters that most teams would take above Ra. Frosty has seen an incredible amount of success on this god. He plays him in a hybrid role, not straight healer, not straight damage, and it works out very well for his team.
Serqet finally gets picked up here in the third space on the bottom. Most likely going to be seeing her go into the jungle. Geb there to keep the team safe, making sure their siege can be as strong offensively as the counter siege coming out from Upcoming Stars with Ra there, just in case. Shield's going to do a lot of work for tower diving. Thor going to be picked up for extra global presence. A lot of mobility on this team right now, is, of course, aside from Ra.
Poseidon banned out from Upcoming Stars, and Loki banned out from London Conspiracy. The Loki ban is interesting. Sausage, definitely a Loki player.
I think Loki right now is one of the strongest picks, period, for the solo lane. The Heartseeker still in a good enough position to where Loki can be played very, very effectively, and is probably the god that utilizes teleport to towers better than any other, since he does not need Hand of the Gods in the early game. Anhur going to be locked in here, more than likely for the duo lane, but they still have their option open. Final picks here for London.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely, as you said, Anhur will find himself in the long lane, but we did see Lobster just last game play it in the mid lane. I think that Anhur needs a little bit. I'd rather see a mage here looking at the holistic comp. I think that Ra will be the one winding up in that middle lane. So taking a look at the bottom side for London Conspiracy, you've got your assassin, you've got your Geb.
I almost wish this was Titan right now, because I know the Aphrodite mid was a possibility.
Yeah.
And Afro Serqet is never something you want to deal with. But Medusa Isis, another great utility mage going to be coming out. Do you know that the protections that the 3 steals gives to her team through funeral rites?
Really?
Dude, I had no idea.
Incredible stuff.
Kabam told me that like yesterday, and I'm just like, no, it doesn't. That's the most bloated kid I've ever seen in my life.
Isis does so much. It's why she's highly lauded, because she can do so much more than just hit you for a bunch with a full range spirit ball.
But she can do that. She can hit you with a bunch from a full-range Spirit Ball. Final pick here for upcoming stars. Gonna spell the tail here. We see a very heavy team comp, very team fight-oriented from London, whereas mobility and ganks early game coming out from upcoming stars. They're gonna round this out with Hell.
It might not fit the comp, it might not fit whatever they're going for, but Hell on Sausage is one of those iconic plays that you look to make happen. I mean, you ask a lot of people, is Hell good? And the answer is no, because you'll die a lot. Not no, period. Have you ever seen a Hell that doesn't die a lot?
Yes.
They control the game.
In fact, that's how I think Sayo's Land Curse got started when Wolfie brought out Hell out of nowhere at the original launch tournament and just ran through the team because no one was ready to deal with it. With that, though, Serqet actually one of the best junglers to deal with Hell. Not only has one of the best ganks, especially in the early game, but Last Breath, her ultimate, will actually make them immune to healing. Meaning Hell will not be able to fully utilize that Inspire to get away, but they're going to have to play safe in the early game, at least on the solo side. Let's take a look here as London Conspiracy is looking to start things off strong. They're invading left.
A lot of pressure, a lot of protection as well for this Hell, and we'll see how well the Ra, Athena, Thor combination will protect Sausage. Will it actually work, or will it just be futile? Right now, London Conspiracy, as you said, grouped up as 5, looking to catch somebody out of position.
They're not spotted. Sausage in a lot of trouble here to start. Spirit Arrow, going to be good. Spirit Ball, going to be good. And Snakeskin will find first blood with Neith.
Well, that's one death on Hell.
Right, it's already started.
I think that's a little just sort of luck of the draw right there. They would have taken anybody. It just happened to be the Hell right there. Now, how much does that early... I mean, you're not losing any farm in the minions. You're not losing any farm here or there. You're just giving up first blood gold. How much does that impact you in the long run?
It depends on the god. It depends on the build. In this case, it's a Hunter. Hunters want to get to endgame, and the build in this case is going to be Heartseeker, which means she's going to be 365 gold, that much closer to finishing it. This is going to make Hell's life very difficult. And don't forget, experience is a big deal. Snakeskin going to be level 3 off the first wave guaranteed, and that's going to put them in a position to be very aggressive on the upcoming stars. When they get to lane, it's probably best for London to be as aggressive as possible. Everyone's going to be level 2. They should take the advantage before Snakeskin hits 3.
Well, the rest of it after that fight seems to, or if you can call it that, after that jump, seems to be very standard. Teams going for the buffs that they sort of always go for, and after everything is done and said, they will go right into lane, no problem. London making it there a little faster than upcoming stars.
And which is strange considering the upcoming stars actually had 3 people, Raw rotating to speed and not red, specifically to stop any invade potential. They know that Hell is definitely going to be the target in the early game. Snakeskin, though, shouldn't have too much trouble as we switch over to the mid lane. Arrow's looking at a shot to Frosty. Cobra's Kiss going to be good. Deathbane, a lot of damage. Spirit Ball, is the second blood strong enough? One hit needed, just the tick of the heel, getting him out of there. Frosty
using that heal very, very well, able to keep himself alive. Cheerio is here now, a little bit too late, but as you said, not quite dead yet is the mid laner. We should see him stick around because he does have that Solar Blessing.
4-man rotation here. They noticed that there was no red buff done, meaning they're going to have an opportunity to steal it, and boy, did they take it. Very quickly done. Arrow will refresh the buff, as it looks like Serqet will take a trip to the left lane, looking for another kill, but their team even farther on top. That's big. That's real big.
The jump is already down. Cobra's Kiss is good. Will the knockup be better? One more basic. Not going to make it, but Shaggy Shank grabs it from the left-hand side. That's 2 kills for London before the 2nd minute.
I gasped there because I thought it was going to be dropped because Sun touched Deathbane in the wrong direction, but I don't know why I thought for even a second that Shaggy Shank, of all people, was going to miss an auto attack.
Stun used before Arrow goes into his burst of Wing Gust, so not able to stop the damage, but able to heal it back up is Ra. No problem there for Thor. As pushed onto the tower is Arrow, so he's going to lose the first 3 creeps, the first 4 creeps in this wave to the tower.
So normally when you start a game off, there's a very specific strategy of I want to gank it this time, I want to do these things. It's really not been the case here for London Conspiracy. Sun Touch is just going with the flow. They noticed the red buff was down, so he went for it. He got an early rotation, helped out with the early game ganks in the mid lane, didn't get the kill, but had an opportunity to go left. It's worked out in London's favor to where they have found the 2 kills that they have on the most important targets to lock down, the carry and Hell. I mean, you can't let Hell get ahead. Now, You'll notice Hell's build is going to be Breastplate of Valor here, more likely than not, meaning she's going to gain some defense, but she is not, however, going to gain any health whatsoever, meaning Last Breath is going to be extremely powerful for ganks. If it were me, I would probably let her build it up, let her feel safe, and then as Suntouch, walk over there and go for the gank when she thinks she has an ability, because don't forget, it's true damage.
Mid camps, left-hand side and right-hand side split between the two teams. London Conspiracy takes left. Upcoming Stars takes right. So the first mid camps right here, despite some early pressure from London Conspiracy, going to be split right down the middle. Upcoming Stars getting what they can. Cherio looking for something. I think he's looking for Suntouch. He's going to find him right now. Suntouch only level 4. Neith ultimate coming out. And that's the end of Cherio. There it is. Arrow, one shot.
They got the Athena ult there, too, and I was actually thinking for a second that Suntouch might be in a bad spot. He's rotating a lot, was only level 4 compared to Cherio being level 5 through, proper farming. We see Suntouch heavily relying on ganks, but that gank was good enough. He finds another assist, puts him into level 5, so he's tied up the experience and obviously leading in golds here, but only by a small amount.
It's about the impact, though, isn't it?
Oh,
Suntouch has really scared these players, so it might not be on the scoreboard itself, Brandon, but the impact, Suntouch is in their minds at the very least. Gotta watch out for those ganks.
I'm very surprised to see the Hell pick into Serqet. Like I said, healing reduction is going to be a big thing, but even with the Last Breath, we definitely want to see the Weakening Curse come out. I don't know if Geb will have the ability to do it. He generally needs Blink to initiate, but I definitely would rather see it in this case. They have 2 major healers on this team, on top of the fact that they're going to have an Aussie as well. Quadruple tap.
Cherio showing his face a little bit. Suntouch very, very low. Cherio uses the ultimate, gets out of town just in time. Will he land aggressively is the question. His team is here. Snakeskin already very low. A good spacing from Mealsy's knockup will be just enough to keep Upcoming Stars off of London Conspiracy's faces.
Mealsy is so smart too right there. I mean, he sees the backflip. He recognizes that the team might need a little bit of help, right? The thing that almost every player would have done was shield him immediately. But he didn't. He used the knockup, which has a shorter cooldown, decides to do a little bit of space control. He had Cataclysm ready if they engage, and he saves the shield just in case that the Neith wound up not being the target. Snakeskin just baited everything effectively, did it absolutely properly. They forced Cherio's ult out as well, and a very awkward rotation from Hell, putting London even farther ahead.
Backhand's going to be shared right here by Mealsy and the middle lane Arrow. So good efficiency right here coming out from these two players. 5.5 minutes and still a little bit of time before these mid-cam spawn. So we'll take a look at Sausage. He's just farming up. He had that early death before the game even started, before the minions had spawned. So right now he's just trying to sort of grab what he can, heal back, and we'll likely see that breastplate you said.
Ooh, Arrow right there, just barely dodging that Tectonic Rift. Sends a Spirit Ball out for good measure. But we're going to see a rotation to the top side. You'll see them going for the red buff here. No, I thought Suntouch was going to try to make the play there, but they cleaned that up easily without any use of Hand of the Gods, although they are grouped up into a corner here, and Blue is taking advantage of that. Mid-camp's coming up soon. They're trying to push their way in, but they're going to lose vision.
2 members here right in the middle lane. They're not shying to either side here, London Conspiracy. So they're just going to stand here. Left camps have just spawned. Right camps just spawned as well. They do have Neith here making the rotations in the soul lane. So London Conspiracy will grab the left, no problem. Snakeskin, or Suntouch rather, gonna solo the left side. He gets one, Ra gets the other, but a little bit of misplay right there coming in from Upcoming Stars. Not paying as much attention to those mid camps as I think they want.
Trying to fight the 1v1 here. Neither of them get, I think, the better of the other. They both have a fair amount of healing and won't feel that too much. Hell with the Breastplate of Valor, a lot of mana in the pool as well, so she didn't really use too much, especially what was considered at her disposal at that point. Both players coming out just fine. London's Suntouch tries to make the rotation over, but it's spotted. Sausage will stay back here. Still, no movement though. Really relying heavily on that Inspire for any kind of escape.
Mid lane Suntouch makes his rotation. It is warded a little bit, or in the jungle it is. So you will see very, very safe play coming out from Frosty and his Guardian. Snakeskin, a little low, will use that Unravel to heal up. Obviously not leveling it just yet, so it heals for just a small amount.
I don't think it healed at all. I don't think he hit anything that was against him. I'm pretty sure he missed that on the Hell, and that were all his creeps.
I thought so. I thought so, but I wasn't quite confident enough. And either way, he's forced out of the lane right there. So he'll hoof it back. And take a look at what Neith has been buying. Really standard stuff out of a Hunter. Really no surprises there. Going to go Heartseeker to get a lot of damage out.
And right into the boots as well. Usually we see an Aussie, but they're both going to go boots. We're going to see Shaggy. Oh, Cherio didn't bait it out. and he gets caught looking. He's going to hold that pose for a minute and think about what he did. That's the Medusa timeout.
And a little bit, jump the gun a little bit. What I would have liked to see right there is wait out. You see it a lot against Cupid. You bait out the dash and then you'll engage. So a little bit of quick
Shaggy
trigger
was quick
finger.
on the trigger there. He used it a little bit sooner than most players would have, but it works out for him. Perhaps he knew his opponent well enough.
Yeah.
Oh, check this out. Suntouch getting real crazy here. He's only going to get 2 poisons off. Neith ult's not going to do enough. Emilzy rotates over. This could be a Gold Fury bait, though, with Cherio being pushed out. You see Qin and Frosty here. Suntouch. Till 10 seconds until they're going to have Cobra's Kiss, but Preemptive Strike was just used there, and they have a great pressure into this.
Shaggy's already started. He does have that Heartseeker, so not quite the lifesteal of the Devo Gloves. London Conspiracy gets it, largely in part due to the ultimate from Isis. Frosty trying to engage, and now Emilzy all alone. There's 3 members of Red surrounding him, a couple of basics and an Impale, and that's the end of his life. It's all a matter of who's it going to get credit to. hi-rez is the one that takes it home.
Getting the support, though, for a Gold Fury, you know that London Conspiracy is all about that. I mean, that's what you want. I mean, giving up the one person. I would have liked to see Shaggy traded out a little bit sooner. He had to leave that fight completely because he took the shot to the chest, right? The big thing is that he tanked it for a little bit too long. He probably should have traded it. It didn't look to me like he trusted the team, but it still worked out for them. But I feel like that death could have been avoided.
A lot of aggression coming out onto Upcoming Stars now. London Conspiracy, Upcoming Stars being aggressive themselves, and London Conspiracy making them pay. You see, US is playing in London Conspiracy's own jungle. Cherio's up. They're not done fighting this one. Cherio's going to get aggressive right here. Who's he going to land on? He's going to land on the back line. Arrow immediately gets out of the stun, turns around, and forces out the Mjolnir's attunement. There's Hell. Lots of healing coming out for the red team. Emilzy chasing, but he's just a Geb.
Backline, check it out. Went the wrong way. He's poisoned. One auto attack will do it, but will he find it? No, he didn't. Arrow still finds Frosty. Suntouch has a speed buff. Most important thing, Mjolnir is not going to be up for a few more seconds. Stun should separate. Doesn't have the mana. Will he get the shield at least? Wow, Suntouch so greedy. But yeah, look at this. Wait. Oh my god.
Trust in the
health.
Geb shield. Athena will come down onto the Hell, and again, Emilzy will play Spacer. Suntouch gets away no problem.
Sausage might have had a chance to go for that, but he used the Inspire before Qin hit the ground. Had he increased Qin's movement speed by 20%, or whatever percent it might be at this level, depending on what level he has put it at, it might have been enough. Probably not.
I love this play by Shaggy Shank, using the pillar against Anhur. The pillar goes up, and Shaggy Shank goes behind it and uses it as a blocker.
Look at this.
Pincer coming out from the Guardian, blinks in for the Cataclysm, Beast immediately is online from the Anhur, and that will be why he's safe.
That pillar was too strong. Actually, just straight up body blocked Emilzy, forced him to go around, and by the time he actually saw the Anhur running away again, he realized it was just out of his control. Cataclysm used there, haphazardly, doesn't get quite very much for it. Either way, though, London's still sitting very strong. 5-1 right now as we see a almost 4,000 gold lead with a 4,000 experience kicker as well. Upcoming Stars having a little bit of trouble here in the early game.
Very, very early. Just 11 minutes. So Fire Giant spawned a minute ago, very, very early in this contest. We see Arrow just clearing a little bit. We visit the right-hand side. Snakeskin has had some clutch ultimates, really getting the stuns out, but... and London Conspiracy able to capitalize off of these stuns from the World Weaver. That said, we haven't seen him in the thick of these team fights just yet like we've seen Hell.
Speaking of Hell, throwing some damage here into Snakeskin. Unravel going to clean most of that up. Not a big deal. Suntouch. Oh, wow. Real quick. And, Spirit Ball's in there as well. Going to force out the beads. One ult. I'm sorry, did Arrow have Blink?
Yes, he did. And that's a large part of why that kill almost happened right there. Just blinked in, no problem. It is not a combat blink just yet. I would imagine that it will be.
Yeah.
Right now, able to use it offensively. Later on, as the game progresses and you see that built into a combat blink, don't expect too many of those surprises. Arrow will most likely be saving those for defensive opportunities.
Emilzy getting caught here by the preemptive strike. Walks out of the shield wall, actually sending more damage to Qin than he takes himself. Frosty completely uninterested in the possible kill. Strange.
Not on the same page right there. Upcoming Stars. Cherio still looking for something. Not in a lane, not farming a minion camp, so falling behind a little bit. Yeah, he's trying to find something right now. Right now, the conversation, I would venture a guess, would be, who needs a gank? Where's safe? Where's not? Where's the enemy? And Suntouch is thinking the same thing. Both of them going to the right-hand side.
The Hunter being hunted here as we take to the sky. Again, though, Cherio off the mark by just a little bit. Gets the stun, but not the double tap. Sausage staying alive as well.
Shaggy Shank has made the rotation into the middle lane, and he's going to be pushing down onto Athena. Athena very, very low right now. Frosty does have the heal, not using it, but there are 3 members for LC here in this middle lane, so they want to get something as Anhur is just farming all by himself.
So I'm looking at the builds here for London, rather upcoming stars. Both of the healers going into full CDR, so they're not going to have that big burst that is kind of known on most mages. So they're going to be very low in the magic department, which means we're going to have to see that damage picked up in the end game by Anhur, is generally noted as an early game god who is having some early game trouble here. Last breath already taken, and he will go down. But oh, and the poison actually applies to Athena as well. So Qin in a very awkward position will run back as well. London finding another 2 kills as Frosty also falls in the mid.
Shaggy Shank picks up the rotation midway through from the middle laner. Great play. Cherio going to keep his eye on the mid camps. Has to get something for his team's trouble right here. We'll get both of them, both Harpies on the right-hand side, so it'll be a very small step in the right direction for upcoming stars here. Getting farm where they can. That's really the key to this contest for them right now as they trail 5K.
I see right there, that was the Shaggy Shank aura. This is something we see very much from players like the Best and Omega, where they walk into a lane and they just start doing things, and you're threatened. Right there, that preemptive strike was absolutely not necessary, but he thinks to himself, Shaggy Shank is just fighting these creeps in front of me. What does he have planned? Is somebody ganking? And they don't have a lot of ward coverage. Check out all of the sentries on the left side. 3 sentries on either neutral or controlled jungle right now for London Conspiracy, meaning they control not only the space near the Gold Fury, but the entire area in front of it.
Sentries seem to be the way to go for a lot of these teams, just knocking out the vision around the middle lane. But on the left-hand side, outside of the blue buff, it's a little bit more than we're used to seeing here from LC. And right now, Sausage seeing a little bit more than he wants to of LC. He'll be able to get out with just a little bit of HP thanks to the heals from his mid laner.
But they made the cardinal sin. They rotated 4 people to solo and the Gold Fury's up. There's no amount of damage that hi-rez is going to have here to push all 3 of them away. Guaranteed. Gold Fury, second one of the game, going to London. Suntouch
now the apple of upcoming stars' eyes. 3 members are chasing him in the middle lane, but able to get out of there no problem with a little bit of Deathbane. Now they're going to turn it around. London Conspiracy gets a beautiful stun, 4 ways to none. Cherio's in the air, 1 last tick of the HP.
Got him. Cherio at least finding something there. Shaggy Shank finding himself on a killing spree, however, facing around against 4. Medusa's actually going to catch a big ult, but no. Perfect shot cancel directly into the Impale. hi-rez going to find a return kill. 8-4. London Conspiracy actually dropping 3 kills for 1 there in their first lost team fight, but they still gain the Gold Fury for a net gold win, and it looks like the experience will actually level out, meaning London still takes the victory in that engagement.
I like how the Stars spread that out to their advantage. A lot of times we talk about being isolated as a downside, but upcoming Stars saw what was happening and divvied up their abilities. They took Thor on the side by the mid camps, and they left the rest of the team in the mid lane. So very, very cool stuff.
For me, it was all about Frosty. I mean, that's what it came down to. We can have a million points of analysis on a million different abilities there, but the big thing was Frosty hit the nasty ult.
Oh, yeah.
And just took a bunch of uh-oh! Snakeskin. Sausage almost had him out of here. He's going to have 1 more cast, and that might have been it. He may have 1 more Inspire here. Oh. Uh-oh. I don't think they're going to be caught here. I think Cherry's good. That speed buff should be enough.
Sausage is fine, and Cherio will be walking just a little bit too fast. And an extra heal just to be safe right there coming out from the hell on upcoming stars. So Soul Lane Gank not efficient this time around for London Conspiracy.
So taking a look at the builds here on the bottom, again, we'll mention none of the mages on the side of upcoming stars are going for burst damage. In fact, 3 utility items coming out right now for Hell. 1.5, I would say, utility items coming out for Ra, as damage on Kona's Brennan's still pretty good.
70 or 75, a lot of damage right there.
It's a lot of damage. But across the way, they're not doing much to deal with this. We have a Divine Ruin, which is very important. They have the Last Breath as well, but there's going to need to be more. Things like Pestilence, Brawler's Beatstick, and the Weakening Curse are all very, very important. The issue is, can they build Weakening Curse in that 1 final active slot? And that's Neith's.
I mean, for Neith, so hunters are almost always relegated to bead sprint. Neith is one of the hunters that her basic attacks aren't necessarily celebrated. So that sprint...
She went sprint.
Well, she went sprint. Not only sprint, she went full sprint.
She's like, Tom, shut up. Guys, no more casters. Sprint 3, please.
Suntouch forced out a little bit of enemy's jungle, trying to bite off more than he can chew. And another great Spirit Ball coming out from Arrow. I've really seen a lot of good mechanics on this Isis from Arrow.
I've seen a lot of good mechanics from just Isis this split.
Yeah.
Like, plain and simple. Oh, look at this. Chariot taking a lot of damage. Wow, 3 healers right there, or 2 healers, and no one getting it off. In fact, check out this sausage down to 1 hit. Backflip wasn't enough to do it. Inspire, roll out, looking for the knockup. Needs 2 more seconds trying to cover the option, but she's too fast.
Oh, the long range just...
She turned around. She shouldn't have turned around. Never turn around to look at the avalanche.
Yeah.
Or the lightning bolt. Or the volcano lava spewing. Just run.
And that kill on Hell will open up the right side of the map almost completely to allow London Conspiracy to start up the Fire Giant. Suntouch will play a little bit of Distractor, and that allows LC to grab the Fire Giant at the 18.5-minute mark without any disruption at all.
Oh, Qin might be able to get away here. If he hit the Spirit Arrow, that would have been a kill. He missed 1 attack. Snakeskin missed 1 hit, and he was able to escape the power of Athena right there.
Arrow. Snakeskin. Mid lane right now, looking for a little bit of aggression. Cherio, surprise! Here I am, beautiful ult from Frosty. One more time, where's the backflip? We already know, but he might get away due to a haphazard hammer.
Right there, they were looking for the big CC chain. Thor might have thought to himself, I need to Tectonic Rift perfectly, and thus didn't start Berserker Barrage when he should have. Had he started it a little bit earlier, Snakeskin probably wouldn't have been able to escape, but he looked to be the team player instead of the kill taker, and right there, it actually wound up as a negative, which is not usually what we see. Usually when you're waiting to do proper CC chains, that's when the big stuff goes off.
Right.
But because both majors are going into defense, and we have another Lotus Crown on the board here, he actually wound up not getting enough damage off from the raw ult, and Snakeskin just barely is able to escape what should have been certain death.
Very, very tough stuff coming out for upcoming stars right here. Separated by 6 kills against their leader, 7,000 gold, also on the side of LC. And Emilio, no problem, we'll tank this.
There is no reason for him to take 4 hits there, but he's just like, guys, come on. Come on.
Yep, just hustling the pace.
One of my favorite players, too, because of that reason. Guys, just do things, please. No more downtime. I hate downtime. And that's why he's 2 levels ahead.
And I mean, this is the pace of the game that London Conspiracy likes to play. They like to be a fast-oriented team, and Upcoming Stars has gotten their wins by cool calculations. Right here, London Conspiracy is not giving them enough time to do it.
Well, we're going to see Cherio take to the sky. How many can he hit? How many can he hit? He's looking for at least 3 here. He's not going to take it. No, the team chose not to go in there. Gold Fury is available as well as a tier 2, and with this Fire Giant buff, I would be remiss to say that they're not going to take this easily.
Tower definitely going to go down. Not really where Upcoming Stars wants to defend. It's only 1,500 gold versus what the Phoenix has, fire minions, gold, etc. A little bit more of a valuable target to defend these Phoenixes, and as you said, against the Fire Giant, not a fight that Upcoming Stars wants to take.
I almost wish Shaggy Shank would have went right for the Gold Fury. Let them 4-man push the right side. They have the control. He could have soloed it down, take another 1,500, but I mean, do they really need it? They have 10,000 gold right now. It's about to be it's going to be about 11-1, 11-2 after this. And they have a big advantage, and it's up to them to just keep it going. Now, Fire Giant buff's going to be down in minute 18. By the time they actually buy and get out of the base and start sieging, the Fire Giant most likely will have rescinded the buff and begun his respawn timer. With that, I imagine that they're going to just take the Gold Fury to extend their lead, finish buying up some of these more important items, and actually, one of the most important things here is look at the board right now for items.
Right.
Even if you don't know what these items do, there are just clearly many more of them on the side of London Conspiracy.
Yeah, just more numbers on the side for the blue team. So to boil it down to the simplest point of analysis, they have more stuff than the enemy, which will hurt them in the long run. Most notably, as we watch LC take it out, Deathbringer online for Serqet. That's one of the scarier items. That zigzag that we just saw Suntouch use on the wave, it'll crit. And with that Deathbringer, it will crit very, very hard. You're going to look for Suntouch right now to go from what has been very, very successful damage dealer, annoyance CC guy, to just murderous. This Deathbane is going to hit for large chunks of HP pools.
Acid Spray doing what it does best, clearing those creeps up. Mealsy and Snake's going to walk in as Suntouch takes towards the right side. Huge amount of beads taken right there as they fall to the back line. Cherio not going to find the big hit, forced to escape. Sausage getting very low here as Medusa finds herself a statue. Sausage dies right there, doesn't spread the poison, and just barely at that. And it looks like they're going to work their way in. This one should be the Titan.
Yeah, Chaos Titan already down to about 50 HP. Upcoming Stars doing a little bit of defense, though. Great taunt coming out from Qin, but
a 5-man taunt?
Unfortunately, might be too little too late as Shaggy Shank picks up another kill onto the Ra, who's going to be a big part of this defensive maneuver. Jungler goes down as well. Shaggy gets the double kill. 15-5 read the kills. 1-0 reads the series.
Rather clean win coming out there from London Conspiracy. Upcoming Stars almost playing to their seed right there against London, who looked absolutely ravenous in their hunger in that game. And with a beautiful rotation, Suntouch just looking absolutely unstoppable.
Yeah, London Conspiracy just looking very, very strong. Stronger than I think I've personally have seen them all split. So very cool stuff coming out from London Conspiracy.
I mean, I loved everything that they did there. Their builds were amazing. They didn't even need the healing reduction with how far ahead they got. Had the game lasted 10 more minutes, that would have been maybe a little bit dangerous for them, but they didn't need it, and it all starts here with the first blood.
Game didn't even start yet right here, and Sausage just walks a little bit too far to the mid lane. Really not even a misplay on his part. How are you supposed to know that 5 people are going? You're supposed to be on your mid tower.
Look the other way. I mean, that was the big thing. He was looking towards the right jungle when they were all on the left. It was a coin flip, and it came up tails.
Yeah, always look both ways before you cross the street, not just one.
I mean, I can't even be mad at that stupid joke.
It wasn't even a joke. It was just the reality of it. You have to look both ways, unfortunately. We'll take a look at both sides of the jungle as we take a look at the jungle control. And 57% goes by the way of London Conspiracy. I will note 7-22 on the mid camps right there. Only 7 of those go to upcoming Stars. But for the beginning couple of spawns, Stars was in the right place at the right time looking for those camps.
Yeah, realistically, London just got the camps that were more important.
Yep.
3 of 3 Gold Furies and 1 of 1 Fire Giant. I mean, that's the story right there. As well as the lion's share, over 2/3 of the mid camps. They were unstoppable. They controlled the jungle, they controlled the healers, and they made sure that the comp that upcoming Stars picked was utilized against them.
Yeah, I think the main point, the reason, the win condition of this London Conspiracy win was it was just written out. They said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get an early win, etc., etc. Everything just seemed to go the way they wanted to. A kill led to a gold free, which led to a fire giant, which led to towers, which led to phoenixes, which led to titans. There really was no hump, and they just were able to walk on through.
Player of the game, and I doubt anyone would disagree here, Shaggy Shank with an unbelievable Medusa performance, 7-1-1, controlling not only his lane, but great damage in the end game. Here, one of my favorite plays is just, oh god, that ult is just so devastating.
It really is. Slows and stuns depending on which way you're looking at it, and I liked this decision. Upcoming Stars had an ability to play defense, but London Conspiracy trusted in themselves to go for the win. They knew it wouldn't exactly come easy. They had to fight. They had to look at the players. Not really BM getting those kills, as a lot of people call it. Just head on, going directly for the win.
He didn't even get a real highlight reel. This is literally how the game ended. I mean, usually we have like a little highlight reel of like 2 or 3 plays that he made. It's like, just show what he did at the end, because he's a monster. You got at least a double kill sieging that Phoenix, at least a double kill sieging the Titan. So just straight aggression coming out from the guys from London Conspiracy in the first game. That's how they end it.